Hello, good morning, Iona. You're listening to the WICR Morning Show. We're here with Ken Reischmann and producer John Stanko this morning. How you guys doing?
How you doing, Spank?
How you? Off to a good start. How you doing, Pete? How you doing, Kenny?
We're all good. We're all good. Oh, jeez. All right, it's 38 degrees right now. It's kind of hot out there.
I'm sweating.
It's bad.
I'm sweaty.
It's kind of hot in the studio.
It's gonna be 50 degrees on Friday. FYI.
Oh, I cannot wait to go.
Iona's gonna
skating.
flood.
I can wait.
Iona's
Oh my
gonna
gosh!
flood.
That big pile by Mazzella Field. It's just gonna.
There's just snow everywhere. There's snow everywhere. There's
We'll have
legitimately
an
snow
outdoor
everywhere.
swimming pool.
I mean,
All right,
that'd be a pretty dirty swimming pool.
Okay, John.
I mean, if you got to look at the downside.
I
of
know,
all
right?
this,
Glass half empty producer. This morning.
come on, man.
It's my nature to be
It's
pessimistic.
the morning show. Brighten up.
9:15 here in the morning. You can listen to us live on Ustream.com and Live365.com by searching WICR. Like us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, where we showcase all of the works of the radio station here. If you want to check out YouTube, go to WICR Gales Radio, that user, and you can see all pre-recorded shows.
Oh man, it's good stuff.
Yeah, I have some shows recorded. Ken's got some shows he's in, and Stanko I know has some shows with a lot of people. Actually, he's doing a lot of them. And hopefully this show will be on YouTube, so definitely check it out.
It will be.
Yeah.
February.
Well, but we're finally getting into a groove here.
Oh yeah,
This is the beginning of a groove.
it's the beginning of a groove,
You know, we started last week.
and we're starting
Couple
again this
road
week.
bumps,
We're starting
couple
again
road
this week.
bumps.
Well, the snow days didn't help.
The snow days. There was
They-
there was illness involved.
Illness, snow.
I was day to day with the flu for a while. I didn't want to infect
Oh,
the
so
locker room.
it was the flu.
It was bad. It was an influenza.
Oh man.
Yeah, I had to go home, see the doctor, got some pills. Then I was off to Boston.
Right, from all you went.
Yeah,
right?
so yeah, it was maybe a bad week to start.
Boston.
But yesterday with the snow and the traffic and it just all.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest. I didn't think the snow was that bad yesterday.
It wasn't, but it was just the road was just
It was inconvenient.
packed with humans
And vehicles.
and vehicles. Mostly the vehicles, but humans inside the vehicles making things very difficult.
There was no vehicles actually. They were all just walking on the road.
Everybody was just walking down the highway.
Let's start off with some news. Ukraine protests are taking a turn for the worst. CNN says thousands of anti-government demonstrators have packed Independence Square since November when President Viktor I'm not even going to try to get that
I
name.
think it's Yanukovych.
Yeah, Yanukovych.
Yanukovych reversed a decision to sign a trade deal with the European Union and instead turned toward Russia. Big story.
The damn Russians.
21 have died in the fiery clashes.
Diplomatic on the morning
Yeah.
show.
It's actually 25 now. I did the
count has
CNN
gone up.
updated.
Oh, the count
this morning.
The
25.
count has gone up from 21 to 25. It's very
It's
unfortunate.
crazy. All around the world, these protests are gaining a lot of steam. You know, you see the ones in the Ukraine. You see the protests out in Venezuela as well.
Mm-hmm.
People are getting hurt. It's getting a little scary out there.
I mean, it's very violent.
Yeah,
They are not doing it peacefully.
It's hard to speak. You know, we're
Yeah.
we're privileged here.
That's
we
true.
have the ability to go out and peacefully protest, but
Right.
other places you don't.
Yeah.
And when you go out and peacefully protest, sometimes it ends very, very poorly.
Yeah,
I
unfortunately.
will say, you know, on the Model UN conference, there were a lot of students from Venezuela, a few of which went to the same university as some of the students who were killed in those riots, and they were pretty distraught about the whole thing. It was hard for them to even talk about. It's a tough situation all the way around.
That's rough.
Yeah.
It's insane. CNN also says, in addition to new elections, the opposition is calling for constitutional reforms to transfer more power from the presidency to the parliament. So hopefully that goes all in their way and the violence can end and everyone is happy at the end of this.
Well, you know,
And
the
they
cool
can-
thing about this is change is fun.
Yeah, it's
And
fun.
sometimes
that's a good
change
way
is
to put it.
necessary.
Change is fun.
Change is fun, and you know, revolution is one way to do it. And sometimes it's, you know, you sacrifice one for the good of the many, to quote one of my favorite Frank Underwoods.
Didn't he have another quote about change and perfection?
Oh yes, to improve is to change. To perfect is to change often.
Yes, there you go. Boom. House of Cards laying down the law.
Tweeted it. I tweeted that. If
By
you
the
would
way,
like to-
PSA report, everyone watch House of Cards.
you got to start with season 1 though.
Season 1.
You got to start with season 1.
It'll consume you for a weekend. It'll just
It
consume your
will
life.
literally just take 3 or 4 days. You watch both seasons. You call yourself a hero, and you're done.
It is so awesome.
It's worth it.
You call yourself a hero.
It's true. It's
You
magnificent.
do it, and then you automatically feel like a creepy politician.
Mm-hmm.
You know
You
what's
feel
a-
dirty and slimy.
Oh, Okay.
It's fine. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm so slimy today.
Alrighty, on to some news about Under Armour. Under Armour in under scrutiny for poor product at the Olympics.
All right.
The Olympics.
Let's hold on. The speed skating team, really, they did very bad.
They got graded an F on Bleacher Report for
they
performance.
They did
at the
pretty
Olympics.
awful.
F.
They did pretty awful this Winter Olympic
Yeah,
go-around.
they did.
And after their first awful showing, before their next awful showing, they decided, hey, let's switch our uniforms because it's got to be the uniforms that are making us awful.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Blame the coach and the equipment. Don't blame the actual person who's actually skating.
Right, and when they changed their equipment and still did awful,
they blamed Under Armour.
I really still think they're just awful.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Shawnee Davis really struggled from the get-go this year, this Olympics. So I mean,
struggled bad.
As much as I blame Under Armour, excuse me.
Yeah, right there.
Getting choked up here about the Olympics.
Sorry,
yeah,
as
America.
much as I blame Under
Getting pretty
Armour's
teary-eyed.
vent in the back of their uniform for the speed skating mishaps.
Now this is the high-tech Mach 39 suit that we're talking about here.
Yes, the Mach 39s.
I mean, if you have a suit called the Mach 39, it better be fast.
Well, no, you better be fast.
That's the thing. This reminds me of the Summer Olympics. What was it, a couple Olympics ago when they had the swimsuits that were like, they were supposedly giving everyone the advantage and people didn't want to use them. And I mean that's what it reminds me of. But I think this is just a case of it.
Maybe just everybody should just compete naked.
I mean that's what the
it would definitely
did, right?
it would definitely make for.
And I don't know if people like Greece
HBO would be airing the Olympics
Greece,
and not NBC.
Was Greece like really good at them, or were people just nervous to watch Greece naked all the time?
I think it would just make the Olympics a little more interesting.
It would make the Olympics.
I feel like a lot more people would
viewership
watch.
would go up.
Yeah,
viewership would go up, but viewership, it would fluctuate.
It would.
It would.
Depending on event.
I will say that
on
I'm
event.
not going to watch a naked hockey game. I'm not going to watch
That could end
hockey
badly.
Because that could end very gory.
It's true. It'd be like gladiators.
It'd be
but on an ice rink.
Would I watch naked figure skating? Probably.
It's true.
What about curling?
No. No.
I would. I love curling.
I love it too. I
now,
love a good match. I love a good curling
great.
match, and there's actually a curling club not too far away from here.
Is there really?
So if you
It's
ever
on my
wanna give it a go,
bucket
if you
list.
ever want to give it a go,
curling.
we'll head over there. But I don't know if I would watch a nude curling.
I mean, I just watch it because
Just think
it's
about their body
fascinating.
positions the whole time.
Oh, the only really weird one is the person who like shuffles it like.
Yeah, but you got to watch your camera angles, and that's where we'll leave it.
That's very
And
true.
that's where we'll leave it.
It might
That's
be
where we'll leave it.
flattering on the camera angles.
Yeah.
This is true.
Paul Swangard, managing director at Warsaw Sports Marketing Center at the University of Oregon, said Under Armour could have long-lasting headaches if the debacle puts questions of product quality into consumers' minds.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm concerned about Under Armour.
Totally concerned about
Because,
the most
geez,
successful.
man, they ruined United States speed skating.
I need to
Under
walk-
Armour is solely to blame.
I need to walk to class really quickly, and if Under Armour's not on my side,
Right,
I don't think.
Right, I don't think anybody is.
No, I don't think that's gonna work.
Screw them. They're done.
On to the United States Security. United States Security whistleblower wins. Wait a minute. What? John, what are you giving me?
Snowden. You come on. You don't know Snowden?
United States Security whistleblower wins student role at Scottish University. Snowden has been living in Russia facing charges here in the United States. The former National Security Agency contractor was nominated for the post by a group of students at the university after receiving Snowden's approval through his lawyer. You want to talk about that, John?
It's just an interesting story because Edward
is
Snowden is just like he's so polarizing for America. Is he a hero for pointing all this out, or is he a traitor for
Pointing all this out.
Right.
Yeah, pointing us out exactly. It's which way you fall, and I just think it's crazy how I think the international community's been a little bit more accepting of him than America has, obviously.
Well, it's very.
I also think it's interesting that college students, this like it's our generation, granted international, but they appreciated
Very
his
interesting.
efforts.
This is very. I had no idea about this. I'm actually very intrigued. But yeah, like you say, it's very polarizing for everybody in the world. And like you said, you talk about traitorous acts. Now, somebody who works for the administration, to me, that's a traitor. Who
I would agree.
Goes behind the administration's back.
100%.
Frank Underwood would agree as well.
Oh, yes. But as a citizen of the United States, somebody who does not share this information might also be considered a traitor.
I personally think he did the wrong thing, but that's me personally.
Yeah, I'm
on a personal level.
Totally unsure, because I think I just would have gone on vacation. I don't know.
I mean, I think anyone would, but Snowden said, in a world where so many of our developing thoughts and queries and plans must be entrusted to the open internet, mass surveillance is not simply a matter of privacy, but of academic freedom and human liberty. Academic freedom?
It's hard to disagree with him. Honestly, it's difficult to disagree with him on some of these things because as much as I don't care if somebody looks up my internet search, and you might be more appalled than I am,
I can get I can get the human liberty, and he brings in academic freedom.
Well, we've gone over, even here at Iona, a few times academic.
Oh, we definitely have
academic liberty, or whatever. I forget the word, but being able to own your own work, and sometimes you don't.
Yeah. Well,
depends on the school. Sometimes you don't own your own work.
Yeah.
That's that proverbial gray line of how far is too far.
Yeah.
Obviously, Snowden thinks America's gone too far. Obviously, America thinks it hasn't yet, and there's no definition for when that line is crossed.
It's a personal line. Where do you want to draw?
Right. The definition is drawn at each school.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. That's the academic one. Drawn
there's really no clear cut, like you said, clear cut way to figure out, is this crossing the line or is this just behind the line?
Exactly.
So. On to entertainment. Sports Illustrated getting set to come out with their 50th edition of the swimsuit issue.
About time.
I know, right? Kate Upton to be on the cover for the third time.
I've had enough. Give me somebody else, please.
Why would you say that?
Whoa,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Listen,
this is a personal matter to me.
She is one of the most attractive women I've ever had the pleasure of looking at on a cover of a magazine.
That sounded so creepy.
But
I look at the covers of magazines all the time.
But if I could get somebody else after a while, come on, 3 times? There's plenty.
Are you saying you're not going to buy it now?
No, I didn't say that.
Exactly.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying maybe a little change never hurt anybody. Change is fun. Didn't we go over that just before?
You got Alex Morgan in it now.
Well, yeah, maybe she should be on the cover.
Okay, she's not a model, so they're not going to put her on the cover.
Yo, but turn her into a model. It's a swimsuit edition. Make it happen. Spend some money. Make something happen. Come on.
I am ecstatic.
I've never seen you this mad.
I'm not mad. Trust me, I'm not mad. I have no problem.
I haven't seen you this excited for something since you talked about the Islanders, and you were just mad about that.
Well, yeah, that was anger. This is more creative, Kenny. Kind of thinking.
Who are you to tell me and John that Kate Upton should not be on the cover?
I didn't say that. I did not say that.
You just said
you
that.
were misquoting.
You just said that.
No.
She should not be on the cover.
This is being recorded. No. I didn't say that she should be on
change.
the cover. I said maybe somebody else should get a friggin' shot.
So you're saying you'd rather have someone else on the cover than Kate Upton?
I didn't say that.
That is what you are implying.
If nobody's better, and I'm having a hard time believing that
answer
for the
this
third
question.
time,
Yes or no? Do you want Kate Upton on the cover?
I haven't seen the whole magazine.
I need a yes or no answer. You have seen the cover of the magazine.
Have seen her on the cover twice.
Have you seen the third cover? Have you seen the picture of the third cover?
Yes. She shares it with 2 other beautiful women. I don't know who they are.
Ladies, calm
down. And they all don't have shirts on. I know that.
This is Kenny Reischmann, everyone.
Ken Reischmann
denying Kate Upton the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Nope.
Swimsuit edition.
Exciting talk here on the morning show at WICR. Let's move on to new trailers premiering. Game of Thrones. What is that? Vengeance.
Now, I watched Game of Thrones. I watched the first 2 seasons of Games of Thrones, and then I realized that my life probably has a deeper meaning than watching like an hour, like literally.
I feel the same way with Impractical Jokers.
59 minutes of
what?
Okay, whoa.
Excuse me.
Of Game of Thrones. Sorry. Like, it's a good show, but I just couldn't do it anymore.
There's
a lot of scenic shots. I bet a good 15 to 17 minutes of every episode of Game of Thrones is a mountain.
Oh, it's like Lord of the Rings. Half the movie's them walking.
Yeah. It's a movie that's put on TV. It's a 13-hour movie. That's why it's so good.
Sometimes I get really friggin' bored because movies are normally 2 hours, not 13.
Or House of Cards is like a movie on the internet.
Stop it. Not even close.
Guys,
not even close.
Get a room.
That's
Jeez.
a television show.
Me and Kenny are disagreeing this morning.
That's a television show. Game of Thrones.
That's not a television
better
show.
Suited as a movie.
No.
Calm down.
Hey.
You can't put Game of Thrones in this movie because there's so much to Game of Thrones.
Yeah, maybe they should just cut it out.
So much.
You just leave it as a book.
WICR here on the morning show. Kenny and John going at it in
After
the studio.
I don't know if anybody else
Guardians-
has seen it, and I feel bad if I ruin anything. But
Okay.
once they killed the Starks, I lost it. I was done.
That's the third season.
All right, then I watched 3.
So you've watched every season.
It's annoying. I've
You
had
just
enough.
spoiled it for everyone who hasn't seen.
I said it. I said spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, Kate Upton's on the cover of the Sports Illustrated again.
Okay. New trailer also coming out. Guardians of the Galaxy. John, why don't you explain that one? I really don't know.
It came out on Jimmy Kimmel last night. This is the one with Chris Pratt, starring Batista, the voice of Bradley Cooper as well.
Oh, right. Yes,
This
okay.
is
That sounds
the
familiar now.
new version of the Avengers, I guess, Marvel's new endeavor. It was hinted at the end of Thor 2 with the Collector in the after credit scene, and the trailer was interesting. Me and Kenny watched it before we went on air. I watched it for the 4th time. Kenny watched it for the first time. But the trailer revealed a lot of the characters. They revealed the personality of the movie. It did not reveal anything about the plot whatsoever.
There was nothing in there.
It was just a snapshot of people and explosions and gun shooting, which, don't get me wrong, appeals to me.
Yeah.
That's an amazing trailer to me.
But
Yeah, I'm not a comic book guy, so I'm not like big on I mean, listen, I watch the Avengers. I watch.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm not a big comic book guy either, but I love those movies.
Oh yeah, they're a lot of the times they're really good, and then, that's kind of what I was getting at. Like, I'm not a big reader of it, so
But you're
when the
interested
movies
in
come
it.
out, yeah, it's cool,
Exactly.
it's interesting. But like Guardians of the Galaxy did not seem like the Avengers to me. It just didn't seem like Captain America. It seemed like Chris Pratt
because when
acting
like in Parks and Rec.
like in Parks and Rec, Chris Pratt, except maybe a little smarter and a little bit more.
Well,
Jacked up.
sorry to interrupt, but I feel like with that, I mean, when you go see a movie like The Avengers, you had 2 Iron Man movies already.
Yeah.
You had a Captain America movie.
So
you
maybe
had Hulk, a couple Hulk movies prior. Like we're going back 10 years too. We had a couple
Let's
a newer
ignore
one.
the Eric Bana Hulk.
Okay,
movie.
let's ignore that
Oh, I
one.
like that.
Okay, and then and then you introduce, what was it? Hawkeye was
Hawkeye and Black Widow.
Black Widow. You introduce those. People
And that
are
was
like,
fine.
Even if you don't read the comics, they recognize these characters already. That's why it came out so big.
Yeah.
And that's why
Well, I
I
don't-
Because they had
see,
big
I don't
stars
recognize
playing
these
those
characters.
characters.
that,
as
and
well.
I think that they made a smart move by putting out a couple Iron Man movies.
Yeah, that was smart.
Captain America
No, it was very
first.
good.
So the people who don't know, like the little kids, would be like, I want to go see the Avengers because all my favorite people are in that movie.
Well, that's why I think Guardians of the Galaxy is gonna get traction, maybe in I don't want to say the underground, geek or nerd or comic book fanatic
that
network.
world scares the hell out of me.
See,
think
but
it
that's
scares
the thing.
everyone.
I'm kind of part of it. I look it up online. I enjoy it, and I'm excited for this because it's giving 4 new characters a completely new outlook. People
Yeah.
have not seen these characters
Yeah.
before. The
I
majority
definitely
of
want to see
America.
them. The
So-
way you
See, that's what
explain
makes
it.
me nervous for it, though, is that these characters are not widely. I mean, they're more like you said, they're more
I think
underground.
I think it's a
widely
risk for
known.
Marvel to do it, but I think Marvel has had so much success lately. I don't think it's even that much of a risk anymore
No.
because they
And
know
maybe people could,
with their
you know-
name attached to it, people are gonna go watch it.
Speaking of Marvel, what's going on with Shield? The
Uh,
show, is that going over well?
I think reviews were okay for
Yeah.
it.
I really didn't
remember
think it
when
was going to go over
premiered.
well.
It's on Fox, right?
Yeah.
I
It
remember
was
when it
on
premiered.
ABC.
ABC,
actually.
actually, yeah.
I watched the first season. I watched the first episode. I didn't really like it.
Okay, most shows on ABC last about 30 minutes
Yeah.
before they get cut.
Yeah, they
so-
cut it halfway through the episode.
Modern
It's a little-
Family in the middle were the only 2 I think to last
Yeah.
in the last
And
one.
Modern
Dancing
Family,
with the Stars.
huge.
And Revenge and
Well, not these
Scandal.
reality game show. I feel
Yeah,
like a
watch
lot of
yourself.
those. I feel like a lot of those. They really don't fail for a good couple of years. But there's a lot of shows that only make it maybe a season, and then
yeah,
they're like, nope.
ABC has been looking for a show to fill. I think it's their Tuesday or Thursday night at
They're
8
filling
or
Desperate
9.
Housewives slot.
And they don't
Right.
know what to put there. I remember last year they put in Last Resort.
They should put on the WICR morning show. We'll call it the evening show.
there you go.
Well, yes,
Boom.
we'd have to change the name.
We'd have to change the name.
Yes. People would love us, I think.
Oh, I think so too. Speaking of
Mostly me.
speaking of shows, Jimmy Fallon officially took over for Jay Leno
About
on Late
time.
Night for NBC on Monday.
Beautiful.
According to Entertainment Weekly, Fallon had a 7.1 rating in the overnight metered market, household ratings Monday night, which has higher rated than all but 2 of last week's primetime non-Olympic programs on NBC's Rivals, and up 48% from February 7th finale of the Late Night with Jimmy Fallon show. I think that's pretty good.
I love
Phenomenal.
Jimmy Fallon.
I watched that
love
show.
him.
He seemed a little nervous. I mean, obviously, who wouldn't be?
Understandably, I think he'd be nervous.
My favorite part, without a doubt, Stephen Colbert coming in.
Giving him the bucket.
Welcome to
of shame.
11:30. Bleep.
Welcome to 11:30. And then he keeps tweeting. I love his tweets.
Yeah.
Hashtag watch Colbert. Hashtag TiVo Fallon. That's my favorite. Colbert's my favorite late night man. I will watch him over anybody else.
Agreed.
Probably for the
Agreed.
remainder of his career. But Jimmy Fallon is a very close second. And
you know,
I'm hoping Seth Meyers turns into a very close third.
He starts next Monday, correct?
He starts next Monday, right?
Yep.
The 20. Was it?
It's too
God.
far ahead.
I don't know.
I live day by day.
I don't
Yeah.
even know
I
numbers.
live day by day.
I
You
don't
know,
know
you
how
might-
to count.
You
might,
live by next SGA event. I live by next athletic event, and then we go from there. I don't know what you live by.
Pete just
when I
wakes
wake
us
up-
in the
When you
morning.
wake up, okay.
Yeah, I'm the wake up call, everyone. You know, you may not like this, Kenny,
Oh, boy.
but I prefer Stewart over Colbert a little bit.
Okay. I don't mind that. I don't mind that because Jon Stewart is the father
He's a god.
of
Also, he's incredibly smart.
political
Oh,
satire.
yeah.
And he is one of the smartest men that has ever spoken on television.
Oh,
However,
he's got to be.
Colbert's show is Stephen Colbert.
Oh yeah,
Jon Stewart's
it's-
show is Jon Stewart with his weird friends who do weird things.
Hey.
And that's cool. I like that. It's
Yeah.
not bad show. But Stephen Colbert is he's new, he's younger, he's got the young crowd on his side. He's got
He
the
does.
weird
Steven.
His show is more fun.
Yeah,
and
it is.
that's why
I'll
like
give you that.
show.
It's definitely it's different. I like both of them.
But Jon Stewart is hard to disagree with because he's just
He's
so-
incredibly smart.
he's
Oh, yeah.
very smart.
I
very
love
smart.
Colbert for his interviews.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he's hysterical.
He's hysterical because he puts so many people on the spot, but he does it in such a fun way.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I was able to go to a taping of the Colbert Report.
Oh wow.
I went last year, and there was this one man, and you're only allowed to go every 6 months to
Oh, excuse me.
the taping of either the Daily Show or the Colbert Report. So you need
Right, they want everyone to get a
you need
chance.
to split it up. Yeah. So
Right.
you can only go in 6-month increments. And this one man had been to 290 tapings or something crazy like
How
that.
old was he?
He was obviously up there in his age, but geez, imagine that.
Wow.
Every 6 months he got to a show. I don't know how he did it because it took a miracle to get me tickets. So
He probably
Wow.
knows somebody.
Oh,
He's got
definitely.
He's got to know somebody. But the show is just
Maybe the
incredible. The
six-
atmosphere there.
Oh, yeah.
He was fun when he talked to us. He did a Q&A afterwards.
Oh,
it was
cool.
a lot of fun. People were like, so do you ever get like, annoyed that people confuse you with your character more than yourself? And he just looks at him and goes, no, and then walks off. And that was it. He was gone. It was perfect. He's a very funny man. He's a very nice man too.
You know, it's a great show.
Very overall good guy.
Before we, no, definitely, he's definitely seems like a very nice guy. Before we go to break, another show that I don't want to say discovered, but a new show that's on at midnight. Has anyone
On
watched
Comedy
that
Central?
on Comedy Central after Colbert?
I've seen a couple of episodes. I think it's all right.
I find hysterical, only because the comedians they get are probably there's like one somewhat well known and the other two you don't know who they
obscure.
are, and they're hysterical. They do this thing called hashtag wars, and they'll say like celebrity crimes and be like draking and entering, like something like that.
like that one.
So it's just they do these funny things, and I think it's great. They incorporate social media a lot.
They
Their
do.
whole
That is their
show
show.
is social
That is their
media,
show.
and I
Don't
think
drink
that's
and
great.
drive, Pete.
Don't you? On that note, you're listening to the WICR morning show. We're going to be back. It's 9:37. We'll be back in a little bit to talk about sports. See you in a little bit.
Sports.
Hey everyone, I'm Pete Consadori, WICR President and MassCom Senior. There's great things happening in